We've leveled up. Try the strange drink. I don't know about that. So we're in a room with a bunch of witches. Is that going to be okay? Because I'm guessing it's not. Marjai is here with Abelard. Okay. Oh, that portal take us onto a witch's ship so that we can escape. I gotcha.
It's about time.
So yeah, they're not enemies. Timing is just perfect. Our guest's luster has all but dimmed. Your guest? New playthings for our delights. Yeah, we're not going to get along. Some victims. Bodies are mutilated and covered with countless marks left by blades and whips. Huh. Can't get over there. Just want to check out what else is around before we go talk to Marjai and Abelard.
None shall stand in
Oh,
my
never
way.
mind apparently. We moved too far forward. Envoy, the poisonous whisper. The elegant red-haired xenos takes a sip of her wine like liquid and gives you an appraising and somewhat surprised look, then smiles and says to the xenos standing next to her, "What's this? New playthings? No doubt. And here I thought the Reaving Tempest was intending to offer up your paltry cabal for our entertainment." The tattoo-covered Drukari she is addressing, who is absent-mindedly sticking serrated needles into his own gums. Gross. Scoffs in response. The poisonous whisper should learn to live up to their name, lest the cabal of the wounded skies live up to theirs and make you bleed upon the dark city, you sharp-tongued pest. Envoy of the wounded skies. So we've got two envoys here from different cabals. Huh. I expected something like this. At least we are no longer in the arena. There are far fewer xenos here capable of opposing us. Marjai turns his head, looking around the room and grinning in fiendish delight. This is one of the satellite towers of the main spire of the Reaving Tempest. What luck! Your Emerus throat is now that much closer to my claws. But first, I have to deal with my sister's pathetic guests. Bestial growl comes from behind you. Did the jester bring me here to listen to these dung-ridden beasts practice their meager wits? These blathering xenos are making me angry. I'll kill them. Before I wish to speak with them before you do what you intend to do. Study the two xenos. Or do either of you know what I am doing here? Shut up, you inhuman degenerates. Let's study the two xenos first. Lord Xenos test succeeded. Thankfully, I'm using my party skills at this point. The symbols on their armor are different, indicating that these two belong to two different cabals. If their venomous glares and thin smiles are anything to go by, they are ready to go for each other's throats at any moment. And we do know that we need to get the various cabals fighting amongst themselves as part of our escape, based on what the Harlequin told us. What is this place? Die Xenos, both of you. Persuasion test, which we are super guaranteed to succeed at because Cassia is awesome. She's got 155 persuasion. They're giving me a bonus of 45, so she has a 200% chance to succeed. I think she's got it. So which one of you is worthy of getting the first taste of my pain, and which one of you will have to settle for scraps? Ha ha! I don't wish to ruin your celebration with bloodshed, nor do I have any interest in you. Let us part in peace. We'll just start out with what is this place? See if they're willing to answer. The outer halls of the Spire of the Reaving Tempest. The esteemed cabal invited us to indulge in a small celebration. The poisonous whisper came as their desired allies. As for the wounded skies, I have no clue why one would invite them. That's enough out of you. This habit of talking to pets is ridiculous. It is time we toyed with him instead. The old plaything is nearly spent, and its pain has grown stale. Yeah, there is someone here. Can we see anything about who this is? I don't know. Words, words, poisoned words everywhere. Ulfar bares his teeth and his expression darkens. I'm so sick of you puny inhumans who know not of honest battles, steeped in the mire of your own intrigue. You have dragged me into that same mire with you. Is this proud warrior destined to wander your wretched lair forevermore, slaying xenos for other xenos amusement? His voice changes, taking on a guttural note and sounding far from human. There's no sign of jovial rage left, only a grim thirst for blood. Envoy of the Wounded Skies. Ooh, I like this one. I want to cut the tendons in his every limb and watch him burn in the fire of this powerless frenzy. And who is your old plaything? The Xenos casually points at the writhing figure. This knowledge is far beyond you, but I see no harm in humoring a soon-to-be corpse. This one is an exquisite delight, a farseer. Nothing can compare to their heightened psychic emanations, most delectable. Okay, farseers are of the Eldari, because when we were on Janus, Irliet was originally following a farseer. So, presumably they are from the Asuriani? Maybe? A farseer. Euremerus had the temerity to bring a farseer to Camorra, only to feed it to some scum from the Dark City's gutters. So we could do the persuasion that we've already read, make an imperious gesture with Lord Xenos, which again we have a guaranteed success. Now to the purpose of my visit, the Reaving Tempest has decided the Cabal that survives the celebration will be allowed to become their ally. One Cabal, not two. Ha ha! Okay. So, either we persuade them to fight amongst each other to decide who gets to kill us, or fight amongst themselves to determine who gets to join the Reaving Tempest. Or we just threaten and try and kill them ourselves. Either way, I'm pretty sure this is gonna break down into a fight. I think both are fun, but we'll do the Lord Xenos. Now, for the purpose of my visit, the Reaving Tempest has decided that the Cabal that survives the celebration will be allowed to become their ally. One Cabal, not two. A monkey serving as a messenger of the Reaving Tempest? Preposterous. It would be an outrageous stunt, an extravagant one, but not impossible. Whether or not the monkey lies, the Wounded Skies desire to ally themselves with the Reaving Tempest, and achieving it will be easier if the poisonous whisper dies here. The two Xenos simultaneously go for their weapons. I see you have not wasted your time in the Dark City. You have properly studied our way of thinking. Smirking contentedly, Marjai places his hands on his blade grips. Ulfar throws back his head and lets out a terrifying howl filled with longing and the cold promise of a swift yet painful demise. The sound of it leaves no doubt in one's heart that bloodshed is now inevitable. You hear the light footsteps of Xenos coming from the terrace and their voices brimming with anticipation. Stop the reinforcements! Bar the entrance! Okay, so the people that aren't in our party, that's what they're busy doing, is stopping reinforcements. Alright, so presumably they are going to be fighting each other. And various other people around are going to be fighting each other. I don't really like our starting position of being fully surrounded on all sides. But it is what it is, I suppose. Ideally, I'd get our people back here, then quickly wipe out the enemies that are behind us, so at least then we wouldn't have any enemies at our back. Oh, we've got more of these things. I hate these things. The Koronus parasite engines. Not thrilled. Is there another one over here? Thankfully, no. We could instead use this as our point of cover, I suppose. Yeah. Then we have to kill a few over here, but maybe that's a better position. Cassia, you there. Ignatius next to you, of course. Irliet can have this high cover. We'll put Pascal... I don't know. I could just charge him basically anywhere. Like, hey, here's a group. We can just send Pascal to take care of that group. Why not? This movement is absurd, and I have no idea how I pulled that off. Because I certainly wasn't intentionally building for that. But no, I don't think I want to put Pascal that far away from the rest of the team. I think we'll put Heinrichs over here to try taking out this guy. And then lastly, move Ulfar over here to hopefully take out these guys. And I think that's fine starting placement. We're not going to win this in a single fight. There's too many, or a single turn. There's too many enemies. But hopefully we can get a lot done. The front line here feels reasonable.
If I may.
Then we'll give the crit bonus to both of us.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And then Cassia can take the dodge bonus.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
So let's do bring it down
Me?
on Ignatius.
Insist, Lord Captain.
Start out the fight with lighting himself on fire. Did you see that Alocat is developing Dark Heresy in this style of game as well? I did. I am super excited for that. So I played Dark Heresy 2nd Edition with my tabletop group for a while. So, yeah. Dark Heresy, the Inquisition, all of that is... I'm a huge fan. Don't know exactly how they're going to play it all out, but yeah, should be good. Yeah, let's just focus on taking out these guys, I think. We've got all the Fantasy Flight RPGs. Such gorgeous books. Yeah. All we had was Dark Heresy 2nd Edition. So, definitely didn't have all of the materials. But it was a great game. So now let's do same as before. Reveal the light.
If I may.
And voice of command.
Afraid not.
Just to give us huge bonuses. Inquisitor's Tenants.
I'm a navigator, not a servitor.
Which allows us to go straight to Finest Hour.
In the name of
As
House
always.
Orseio, I shall prevail.
Do you want you dead? Because I don't really have anyone else poised to take care of you.
Nothing I can't.
So, yeah. Let's just get rid of you. Then... Ooh, this Melta does in fact hit another enemy. Which is fun. And just kills this guy. Which I'm totally down for. We're back to high momentum, so we can give ourselves a free turn. Or free extra action. Is this gonna hit? It is gonna hit Ulfar. I don't want that. I can't see you. I can see you. Oh, I didn't even see you up there. Let's light you on fire as well.
Housing me was your biggest mistake.
I guess I don't need to use Melta on you. I can just use basic ignite. You're basically dead already. Perfect. That's got our back area practically cleared out. We still have you, which I was planning on having Heinrichs take care of, but I suppose I could just have him charge forward instead. Take care of you myself.
Suits my purposes.
Purchased selectively, but then looking back, must have pre-loss of Games Workshop license. They did a huge discount on most of the books, so I bought every single one of them. You didn't have it that they still had in stock. I've done one-shots of Dark Heresy and Only War. Never an extended game campaign, regrettably. But also super stoked. Looks like one of the characters in Ogren. I didn't actually look... I don't know if I watched a video about what they're planning. I think I just saw the announcement. I should have looked into it, but clearly didn't think about it.
I'll bring glory to my bloodline.
Ogren are cool, from the little I know about them. So this attack is going to be free, so it doesn't matter which one I choose, whether Ignite or Molten Beam. Yeah. Not a lot. We'll go here, because then the extra damage will hit you as well, which I'm always a fan of. Okay. So you did die from that. Then we can run and gun. Finally have one more attack, which I suppose I will use on you. There was a short video basically demonstration of some cutscene, 2D art, and a little gameplay, which looked almost identical to Rogue Trader. And pretty sure one of the attack shots was an Ogren party member. Fingers crossed. Okay.
All too easy.
We're back to high momentum. Why did I suddenly get... Oh, I got another action point because sometimes when using powers, I get an action point back. And even though that was a free action, Molten Beam costs 0 AP. That's weird. Molten Beam is usually not 0 AP. So I can target you and you, looks like. I need more enemies to run into my field of view.
Nothing I can't do.
We'll just take you out. There we go. Momentum is maxed. And I've got one more attack. And it's got to be on you. Okay. I think that's more or less where I should end this character's turn. Yikes. Just decimated the enemy on that turn. But alright, Cassia, back to your turn. This is still the first character's turn of combat. It's still Cassia's turn. There just aren't any enemies to deal with. I mean, I could move her here, which is extremely dangerous, but then use her third eye, which would feel pretty good. Gotta love those mid-turn full free turns for other characters. Yeah. Financial situation is different, so likely won't try to buy into alpha beta testing. I'll just have to wait for the actual release. I generally wait for full releases because I'd rather see the game in its finished state, because I'm less interested in playing through the same game multiple times, just seeing it at different completion states. So I'm glad people beta test, but I'd rather just wait for a full release for myself. Alright. They're all nearly dead now. But the alpha beta experience was pretty cool. Yeah. I've just never gotten into it myself. Oh dear. You're gonna kill Cassie, aren't you? Thankfully, no. Alright, Irliet, it is your turn. What can you see from where you are? You can see this. And you can see one of these guys. And that is it. I could move her forward somewhere. Or have her focus on taking out the parasite engine. I think I gave her an ability. Let's see if I can even find it. With her Wild Hunt ability, I think she's got one that says that if only one enemy is prey, she gets extra bonus stuff, maybe? One of the bounty hunter attacks exactly one target, which is marked as prey. Wild Hunt. With Wild Hunt, this attack deals 300% damage. Yeah. She should have another Wild Hunt. Oh, there's our other. Prior to the attack, all prey suffers penalties to armor until the end of combat. Okay. So yeah, let's have her mark you as prey.
I understand your intent.
And then I don't need to mark it as a crit because it's already going to be a crit. I could stack on other benefits. Let's do perfect spot at least. But I think let's now do Wild Hunt to get one good shot on it, which is probably going to give it a free turn where it's going to kill Cassia, which will then tank our motivation, but it is what it is. Are you... Never actually tried to use this ability. I assumed it would just fire. Simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. There we go.
Full creatures!
Okay. Huge damage. It did not get its free turn. I don't know why not. But alright. Then this is just cover efficiency, which doesn't matter in this case. I think we'll go with piercing shot so that her next attack is going to be a crit as well. And Cull the Bold.
If I must.
Then you can take your shot for another healthy hit.
Ancestors guide me.
And again, are you somehow different than the ones we fought before? Do you not have the... No, you don't have the thing that says when you take a bunch of damage, you get a free turn. Well, good. So they gave us a toned down one of these engines. I approve. Alright, that's the end of your turn. Ulfar. Can you get here? You can't really. You do have charge, actually. Well, I guess go for the throat. There are enemies between the Space Marine and the target. The Space Marine charges through them, forcing the enemies to pass toughness resistance tests or fall prone for one round if possible. Because I could move him forward and then have him charge. Guess not. Alright. Same thing, could have him charge forward. Which I'm not opposed to. I don't really know how Ulfar works because he's been in several of our fights, but I've never actually gotten to use him because we've just won all the fights with our Pyromancer. What about here? Because there's a much bigger group, so that might be more interesting to you. So yeah, let's have you charge the guy in the back, just because I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Corpse play. I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
Okay. You could kick this guy. Potentially into them.
None can do this better than a warrior
Nope.
of the All-Father!
Then let's have you just shoot into them, I suppose. Don't want you to accidentally hit my people. That's what I'm worried about. I think it's fine.
Wolves I will carve runes out of your bones!
Okay. You can do a run and gun. Step forward to here. To here. You don't seem to want to. No, I can't get him to move forward. No, he's just stuck where he is. Okay. No run and gun. Fine, so be it. What does confident approach do for you? Critical damage on the attacks is reduced by half. Okay, if you already have 4 or more stacks of versatility, which you do, so your attacks are all going to be doing max damage now. Alright, then let's go confident approach. And then have you take a shot. It's going to be a crit and max damage. Alright. I gotta figure out how to use him effectively, but I think that wasn't a bad turn. And now it's back to Ignatius's turn again. I went here. Could I get a nice melta on you that went down to someone else? That's the real question. And the answer seems to be no. I mean, it is getting down there. It's just angled wrong. Maybe I can find a spot where the angle will be friendlier. There we go. That kills you and one of them. That's what I like.
I shall not fear!
Because we just stand out in the open because, you know, we're killing them fast enough that I'm not super worried. One more hiding over here. These 2 hiding back there, and then these 3 back here. Let's see. I could do Firestorm just to take all of you out. And yeah, Ulfar will get hit. Which, you know, probably isn't ideal, but it's fine.
Suits my purposes. No, survive.
Okay. Then what? Do I take you on, or do I take out these two? I think I take out these two.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Looks like there are 3 enemies left somewhere. I see one down there. I don't know where the other 2 are hiding. Oh, right back here. Right.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Okay. Yeah, we're causing all the warpy effects now because we've been using the warp too much. It happens. Run and gun gets me one more action. I'm inclined to take you out. I don't suppose I'll be able to get 2 attacks.
Suits my purposes.
Because this kills you anyway. I don't need to use the Melta. No. Sadly not. So you're going to get to survive the last 27 hit points left, Witch. What a shame. Alright, we'll just go into cover. Because why not? Alright, Pascal. Can you finish them off for me? Thanks, friend.
Request approved.
You are staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it does not enjoy it. It just kills, finding no joy or delight in doing so. It kills because that is its nature. Isn't that exactly what he said? When we talked to him, he said that some of his brothers struggled with some killing frenzy where they're not doing it for fun or duty anymore. They just get into a killing mode where they just keep killing. The Emperor protects warrior. Stop, all your foes are dead. I'm your comrade. Stay where you are, or aim your weapon. Stand down, or you will fall right next to this scum. No, we don't want to pull weapons on a guy who can't tell friend from foe. That is how you continue to not be able to tell friend from foe. The Emperor protects warrior. From beneath the veneer of bloodthirsty indifference, something resembling a living emotion surfaces on the giant's face. You hear words breaking through the wall of bared teeth. For the All-Father. Ulfer's bristling fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives way to a grimace of weariness, grief, and shame. Warrior honorably dispatch the Emperor's enemies. What just happened to you? You mad beast, you've killed everyone who could have told us anything. I don't think any of us were trying to keep them alive, so... And certainly he wasn't the one doing most of the killing. Warrior, you honorably dispatched the Emperor's enemies. We'll just be nice to him. We kind of know what happened. Ulfer shakes his head morosely. It was not devotion to the Allfather that guided my hand, only the black malice of Wulfen. What kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost you your sanity? We're no longer on the same path. I do not trust you, or I suggest we go and see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. What kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost you your sanity? It is the breath of the frost that chills the bones. It is the lightless malice born of despair, the curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things and hate with too much heart. Too long have I been here, too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches, a shameful fate for the Allfather's warrior, and shame it is what scorches my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, that yet another Xenos had set me upon his foes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it, so my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. Blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human. The sweet temptation for a lone wolf. You have people to fight for, people who need you as you are, a warrior, not a beast. You have a duty to kill the Emperor's enemies, not whomever you please. If that is your nature, you should embrace it. Even blind destruction can serve a purpose, can't it? So, iconoclast, dogmatic, heretical. You have a duty to kill the Emperor's enemies, not whoever you please. And so I will. No one will say that Ulfar was a craven who would not walk the bloody path laid out for him. That a single foe meant to fall at Ulfar's hand escaped their doom because Ulfar wavered. I suggest we go see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. Yes, where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. Ah, were you invisible? Nocturne of Oblivion. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Eldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament. The darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way to your imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. The accursed jester, back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I'll rip out your useless tongue. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that he is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of xenos you met on Janus wore the same. At the top of the spire, they are all there. Help them, Arbanian, and help me. Take me away from here when it is all over. Soon. Disdain you not will I with a refusal. Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave me reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give into your worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. Cantrail, who chose the path of the seer, Moran told me he disappeared as soon as the cataclysm befell Kruderak. Does this mean my kin are being held captive at the top of the Reaving Tempest spire? The truth is ready to reveal itself to me, if I but stretch out my hand. Sparks of impatience flicker in Irliet's gaze. She wants to talk to you, but she will not interrupt your exchange with the Harlequin. You led me into a trap. Is this your idea of a path to salvation? I mean, was it a trap? Kind of. Was it a trap that he could have foreseen we would make it through? Absolutely. My visit here was part of your plan. Everything has gone as you wanted it to. Or you dragged me here to save this Farseer, is that it? I mean, yeah, kinda. My visit here was part of your plan. Everything here has gone as you wanted it to. You may applaud my disappearing act. The Reaper's fatal steps I did conceal from eyes that dreams of blood so wildly craved. For unbeknownst to them, death merely moved into another hall in harmony with inmate steps and night's own melody. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes of his horned mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. Even flesh speak is more efficient than the speech patterns of this Xenos. Hypothesis: the elucidator machine spirit has been affected by the pernicious influence of this place and is producing distorted output. I seek permission to conduct a technical survey. It's not a problem with the elucidator. What do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? Why are you even interested in the fates of this dead Farseer and his fellows? What did the dead Eldari? What was he doing here? I presume he was a valuable prisoner. I want to ask all of these. What do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? Gamora's ancient law was boldly spurned, and too despoiled were Kruderak's remains. The Tempest's mistress, spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest. And though the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame, the interdict is scorned, the path ignored. Gamora waits, Gamora tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief. A dancer, make strife poet, guileful knave. So Comora's ancient law was boldly spurned. So Comora's laws were ignored. Cruderak was despoiled. I don't know the Tempest. That sounds like a ship name. Probably one we've heard, but at the moment it's not coming to mind. The interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. So there was probably a pact between Komora and Cruderak. And Komora ignored it, attacking Cruderak. And so he is here to set things right. But because of that action, Komora is heading towards its doom. And then the pair unaccredited assuming the stage, the cutthroat monkey would be us, captive of a thief. Who would be the thief in this case? Our captive. I mean, you could claim that maybe he's talking about Irliet and or the other Eldari whose name escapes me. They could be considered our captives. Neither one strikes me really as obviously being just labeled as thief. And then the dancer, make strife poet, guileful knave is obviously himself as the other unaccredited person on the stage. It's always fun to just try and figure out exactly what he's trying to say because I don't speak in poems and riddles, and so it doesn't come naturally to me. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes, when Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last a duty will perform, and then the first will move his exodus enact. The last meaning himself, because he was the last one stated the dancer, will perform a duty, and then the first, us, the cutthroat monkey, will move his exodus enact. Lord Warped has succeeded. Eurymerus acted recklessly when she decided to bring captive psykers back to Komora. The webway is extremely sensitive to psychic powers, and the psykers' presence could force the Dark City apart at the seams, opening gaping chasms to the warp. If the other Cabals knew about this audacious stunt. Okay. So that was the ancient laws boldly spurned. Bringing their psykers here and capturing them. Alright. The xenos tilts his head, staring at Irliet. The cradle's fragments smolder dimly there, where Tight has drawn the tempests all together. Dare you plunge your hand into the flame and drag truce embers out into the light? Oh, Arbanian, you ask if I am too afraid to try to save the little that remains of my home, now that the wind of hope fans the flame of the coming truth? The stone on Irliet's chest flares crimson, a timid glow that goes out as soon as the Eldari touches her chest plate. Even if the fire of truth burns me from within, I will follow this path to the end. Elentok, the Arbanian loved jests, but this is not one. Please, before it is too late, we must save the Farseers. Allow me to go with you to the spire, to the nest of depravity, to the haven of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Iliet's voice wavers like a taut string, and her eyes are veiled with darkness. Are these Eldari truly that important to you? Obviously they are. If what the Harlequin says is true, we will save whomever we can. I've not yet decided if I can trust this strange Xenos. After all the trouble the Xenos have caused me, you're still asking for my help? So far, besides the one corrupt Farseer on Janus that Iliad says was out of line, the ones we've dealt with have been cautious around us, but not... but they've not been hostile towards us. Of all of the Kruderak Eldari. So I'm inclined to continue working with them until they actually prove to be hostile. So if what the Harlequin says is true, we will save whomever we can. We've tried to save them every time we've run into them in the past. And I see no reason to change that here. Iliad shudders as if she cannot believe her words, and her expression shifts subtly. I am grateful. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. She turns her face to you and nods with gratitude. Come along, let us tear the Farseer's lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. The horned mask tilts as the Harlequin observes the monkey and the outcast conversation with interest, but he does not make a sound. Why are you even interested in the fate of this dead Farseer and his fellows? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm enlisted me the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not at home amidst dark walls. It yearns to sing, and I to hearken long. Its elegy by a name oblivion, a cradle I'll bestow, where may this song forevermore resound in endless echo. The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm. I don't know who he's referring to here, but someone gave him this mission to rescue them. Yeah. The Harlequin said the words "laugh of jest unending" with reverence, as if it were a title or rank. You recall the Harlequins serve the laughing god Kogorak. It seems the Xenos is saying that it is at Kogorak's behest that he is attempting to save the Farseers. Okay, so Kogorak, basically he's here because Kogorak told him to, and it seems like Kogorak sent him here because it's not right for the Farseers to die here and have their souls remain here in Kruderak. Komora, rather. What was he doing here? I presume he was a valuable prisoner? The executioner lost interest and blithely tossed the toy despised aside, proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies. He let the rabble tear it into scraps, and tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with every one extolling his largesse. How is all this connected to my escape? Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest's plunder hoards are buried there, and captives, riches, trophies all within. Amidst this cache a gate to real space find, pass through to freedom, tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought, and steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift, and get you gone. Ah, a ship! We'll finally leave this horrible place flooded with scarlet hues of agony and washed out tinges of despair. Save the commissar and his people from the arena? Would be nice. Thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. I don't care about you, but I won't leave anyone in the clutches of these abominations, not even Xenos. I'm tired of your deceit and manipulation. I'll no longer be your tool. Now I know the path to freedom. I have no reason to help you get out of here or attack. I have my own ideas about how this show should end. Save the commissar and his people from the arena. My merchant vagabond, their part is played. It's not for you or me to denigrate. The artful script directing this charade that writes them out, cast off to stormy fate. Well, thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. Saying nothing, the Harlequin vanishes in a blue shimmer of air. The horned mask disappears last, with vicious laughter drifting out from beneath it. Are you okay? You're kind of like half squatting on a table, but sure. Heinrich stares for a few moments at the spot where Nocturne just stood. How much longer will we be playthings in the hands of damned xenos? The torture, the arena, even this effortless escape, and the source of all these degrading ordeals is still alive, his eyes burning with hate. Shift to Irliet. Irliet looks at Heinrichs with empty eyes and shivers slightly. The deluge of misfortune did not start with me, Monkey. It was your charge, Achilles. Do not speak his name. You sully the name of a servant of the throne by uttering it. Heinrich's voice has dropped to a rasping hiss, and stop trying my patience with your lies. Heinrich, stop. Why will you not even entertain the possibility that Irliet is not lying? Because he's going to trust his agent over a Xenos every time? Obviously. Enough. We have to get out of Camorra first, and that will require the strength of each and every one of us. Yeah. I don't think we're going to have a effective time trying to talk down Heinrichs at the moment. I think just we need to work together to get out of here. It's probably the safest, best option. We require the strength of each and every one of us. He laughs bitterly. You can kill me, torture me, grind to dust the very memory of my existence, but you cannot change what has transpired. The burnt monkey made a misstep. I killed the traitor. Enough, Xenos. Repeating the same thing over and over will not convince me of your ridiculous lies. The rogue traitor takes you at your word. That is his vice and heresy, not mine. And until I have more solid proof of Achilles Scalander's treason than your prattle, I will not change my mind. Not now, not ever. After delivering his speech, Heinrich seems to snap out of his haze of undiluted hatred. He takes a breath and glances at you, now looking weary beyond words. Come on. Every minute in this cursed place brings us all closer to madness. That's fair. We still have our level ups that I will deal with eventually. I don't think I'm going to try out the strange drink, because that seems like a terrible plan. You know, as fun as it is to drink strange Eldari juices out of weird machines that are hooked up to torture tables, I'm gonna not. Oh, right, I forgot to equip the cool new psyker thing that we got. I definitely should have had that going. Obviously didn't need it, but, you know. At the end of the turn, the wearer gains stacks of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies they hit during their turn. I don't remember which class or which archetype tactical advantage was part of. And the last flash. Whenever an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against the wearer, that enemy must pass an agility resistance test or become blinded for 1 round. Alright. Now you. Where does this fit on us? Ah, it's our cloak spot. Okay. For every kill, the wearer increases their critical hit chance by 5% until the end of combat. That's really good. We get lots of kills. And I would like to get more crits. But this, whenever we inflict burning on an enemy, they get 6 additional levels of burning. And it weakens psykers. Though lately I have been doing Melta rather than burning. Typically. So in that case, is crits better? Might be. I don't know. That's a tough call. Swift Darkness grants 40% dodge until the end of the next round. Then the user suffers a -10 penalty to agility, strength, and willpower. I don't use any of these ever. And then more skin patches that we basically never use. I already looked at the victim. Nothing more to see there. I don't think I can actually get to this one. Nope. Modified shard carbine. Doesn't seem that great. The 10 toxin is pretty high. Oh, and this is a heavy weapon that requires 60 strength. And it just does 7 shots of 5 to 6 damage with the 8 toxin. But I don't think that stacks. Seems pretty terrible. And a blaster. Las 20 to 32 is pretty good. With dodge reduction and 50% armor penetration. Range is only 7, so it's a pretty close range weapon. I'll collect it. You never know. I might give it to someone.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Let's do the level up. We've got half an hour left of the stream. I don't think this should take all of that time, hopefully. But leveling up does take a long time. Obviously, we're going to boost willpower. Because you can never have too much willpower on a psyker. We were already at 105, so yeah, that'll get us to 110, another nice round number. And here we have nothing selected. Common talents. Basically gotten all the good combat talents. Did we already? Yeah, we already got the advanced lore warp. I could boost our willpower even farther, because I don't think any of these really are that important to me. I could also boost skills, but there's no other skill that I've been working on, so it just seems kind of pointless. Yeah, I'm just going to boost my willpower. Seems fine. Juliet. Obviously, we're going ballistic skill for you. And you have nothing selected as interesting. Could boost a skill or characteristic. Can't boost ballistic, sadly. We could finally give her Drukhari weapon proficiency. I keep thinking about grabbing it, and then I keep forgetting to. So yeah, let's give her Drukhari weapon proficiency just to open up her options. Pascal, you're intelligence-based. Although weapon skill is also good. Intelligence helps some things. Maybe I will just keep boosting his weapon skill. I don't know. I don't have him do long-range stuff much. Plus 10 perception I could do, but perception's not his thing. I could give him Eldari proficiency. That's funny. Or we could again work on characteristics. I don't know. Swift movement because he needs more movement points. Yeah, I think I'll just go with weapon skill. Just keep boosting things. Although we're already giving him +5 to weapon skill, which brings it to a round number, we could instead give him... I can't give him intelligence. Whatever, it's fine. Heinrichs. I think I'll go willpower just to round that out to a nice round number. Because round numbers are good. Then you have Hymns of Hatred as something I've selected. Would be good. Critical hits scored by anyone within the psyker's line of sight, including the psyker themselves, increase the psyker's critical damage by 1% until the end of combat. Yeah, that sounds good. Probably want willpower on you. Or fellowship. Willpower gets you to a round number, and that's always nice. Don't really care for ebb and flow. None of that strikes me as terribly important. I could work on skill stuff with her because she does have a ton of good, useful skills. Like if I boosted awareness and then later on got the advanced skills so that all awareness tests get re-rolled, then I could basically be pretty guaranteed to never miss something. But I don't know how much stuff has been missed with awareness because we don't know what we miss. So I'm not sure how important that is. Or I could boost, you know, some of our abilities. I feel like we're at that point that I've gotten all of the useful talents, so now it's just like, what am I going to throw level ups at? Then you. Yeah, your strength is absurd. We're supposed to be doing both ballistics and weapon skill with him. But when we leveled him up a bunch, it wouldn't let me put more points into ballistics, which is why his weapon skill is so far ahead of the rest. So let's put ballistics here. I have nothing selected for you. Less damage from fire, toxic, and bleeding? Maybe. Every injury increases your agility and willpower. I mean, I'd rather you not get injuries. If I'm being perfectly honest. You don't have bolt weapon expertise. That strikes me as weird. Yeah, we'll give you that. Since you use a bolter. Okay. That didn't take nearly as long as I feared.
A new challenge for me.